And welcome back to Game Arena's League of Legends Fall Open LAN. I am your host for now, Kalika, and we are still in pool play. We still got 2 games left to go, and this one that we're going to be looking at right now is going to be between Akron and CSU. Akron going to be on your left and not Zips, aka Akron is going to be on your right. So far, a little bit of a Zoe ban. Probably a target at not Zips. These guys have been playing against each other a decent amount because they're in the same local area, collegiate teams. So they probably have a little bit of insight onto each other. Zoe, not the most meta ban, so that's why it leads me to believe that it's a targeted ban. Maokai, good to get rid of. Pretty good in the tank as well as a support. Great for engage, especially if you got like a Kai'Sa on your team. The Kai'Sa follow-up is absolutely disgusting alongside the Maokai. So not too shocked to see him off the table. Okay, not quite sure what that ban right there is. Did they just not decide to ban? Either way, Ivern can be getting out of here. I see there's a little bit of anti-tree hugging going on here from not Zips, not liking our foresty friends here. But obviously just kidding. Ivern, he's got a pretty annoying clear going on there. He's got a very healthy clear, can gank very early on, and so if CSU is looking for a little bit more of a early game thing going on here, then Ivern is a decent ban just because he can get around the jungle very quickly, invade very easily. Taliyah being banned, that leads me to believe that they're probably wanting to go for it like a dash pick like an Azir or a Kai'Sa. Taliyah very, very good at slowing things down, forcing people to disengage, and Kai'Sa, their first pick, is all about the engage. Kha'Zix coming in here did get a little bit of a nerf, but not enough to where not Zips are feeling like they don't want to play him. Looking for a little bit of assassination plays here. Kai'Sa probably not going to be too overly alone, so I don't know if he's going to get too much ISO bonus. It's going to force CSU to play a little bit more together, but obviously that's not the worst thing in the whole wide world, playing League of Legends, a team-oriented game. Nautilus pick, not too surprising. He's just a really, really meta support right now, and denying him to be picked by CSU is a really good decision. If you guys saw the last game that was being played, Kai'Sa Nautilus is a very disgusting combo because it gives Kai'Sa the ability to get more and more stacks without even having to walk up an auto or hit them. Just makes her burst damage a lot more pronounced, and so taking that away from them it's a pretty good blow. Jarvan, not surprised at all with the Gore Drinker and Spear of Shojin combo. He is going to be our probably most picked jungler in the entire tournament, a priority pick. A little surprised that not Zips decided to go for him, but maybe it didn't fit entirely into their game plan. But either way, CSU getting one of the most sought after junglers in the current patch right now. Even though he got a little bit of a nerf, he's still pretty disgusting. Rel, a great pickup in the place of Nautilus. She does pretty much exactly the same stuff. Forces her opponents that get near her to stay near her and make them pretty easy targets. Especially for like Jarvan, the synergy here it's pretty good so far. So not Zips wouldn't be too surprised if they picked an ADC of their own going on here, considering that they've got a jungle support and their opponents have jungle support. Vayne ADC. Now that, going along with the Nautilus, is a spicy combo. Normally, you don't see Vayne going too online and towards the end of the game, but Nautilus can definitely change that up a little bit. Both of these characters are a little bit more of the late game hyper carry types, but yeah, it's going to be tough. I think it's going to come down to who can support, who can peel better. It's going to be a very, very interesting bot lane going on here. I know that these guys are both going to be going for some early kills probably, because the earlier you can get your power spike on either one of these characters, the more detrimental it can be, the more you can just spiral things out of control. Yone being banned, not shocked at all with Taliyah being off the table. It's very hard to resist a player like Yone. Banning the Sylas because probably you don't want him to be getting any of your ults. He's also pretty high in terms of damage capabilities, and towards the end of the game, it's just a good ban, probably a target as well at one of the non-Zips players. Syndra being banned, not too surprised as well. She did just get a buff to her Q, which is a very spammable ability, and her ability to just be a AP carry towards the end of the game, force your opponents to disengage when your comp is all about engage, it's a pretty good ban. Final ban coming in here for CSU, and I would not be too shocked to see. Ooh, Rumble. Are they going to be picking Renekton? That would be an interesting. That's what it's at least screaming to me right now, is because Rumble right now he's pretty good up against Renekton. Renekton being a really disgusting top lane in the meta right now, but because he did get a little bit of a decrease in his MR, and Rumble being a very good early game AP damager, it wouldn't surprise me if they did want to play the Renekton for that reason. Gragas being picked, could be mid, could be top. My guess is that he's going to be top, but CSU Green going to be locking in the top lane. Clearly they think that's going to be Gragas top like me, and they're going to be locking in the Shen. A little bit of anti-split push, as well as just good peel coming in here for the Shen. Very, very good team fighting tank. So they will be forced to pick their mid laner first. Going along with this comp, I would not be too shocked if we saw something like, say, an Orianna going along with the circles of death that we see from the Jarvan. Oh, wow! Looks like I know how to call him after all. Orianna did get a little bit of a buff here as well. And so against Orianna, that is a really good question. Who do not Zips pick here? They could go something like, say, a Victor. They could go something like they're going Brand. Are they seriously? That is interesting. Going lane bully against lane bully would be kind of just throwing down the gauntlet. Brand also into their comp does do a lot of good percent health damage up against, say, Rel and Shen, and can definitely hurt early game up against Orianna, despite being a lane bully, is still a little bit squishy. So Brand could definitely, say, get Kha'Zix fed. His stun combo was not very hard to hit, and so yeah, and his burst early game is really good. So that could be the plan, is to get Kha'Zix a couple of solo ISO kills onto the Orianna, assisted by Brand. But yeah, it still remains to be seen a little bit. Overall, just looking at both of these comps, I gotta say I like CSU Green's comp a little bit better, just because they have a lot more engage and peel and just overall damage. Whereas if you look at not Zips, Kha'Zix, both junglers, I do have to say, they do have to get going in the early game, otherwise they're going to be a little bit more difficult to use. But the Shen factor is going to be, it's going to be pretty good. Vayne, though, that is the one wow factor for not Zips, in my personal opinion. If this game goes on for a really long time, she will eventually outscale the Kai'Sa, will just absolutely obliterate the Shen, the Rel, pretty much everybody. So yep, that is going to be the one thing for CSU Green that they're going to have to avoid, is just getting the Vayne fed, having her just melt their front line. So yeah, just based off the comps, I think it could go either way, but I am obviously going to be leaning a little bit more towards CSU Green for the ease of execution for their comp and the ult synergy. And so what it sounds like to me here, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to be getting everything nice and set up here, everyone getting their picks in, and then we're going to be getting in with some spectator delay. Let me know down in the chat who you want to win, or who you guys think is going to win. If you guys think I'm just spewing some baloney up here and not Zips have got a completely better comp, let us know. Let's get a discussion going on here. Who is going to be winning? We are going to be right back after this break. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. As the announcer just said, we are back in here with Akron Zips versus CSU Vikes Green. And in case you guys do not know, or you weren't here earlier, this is still pool play, and these are one and done. So yeah, we are starting to get into the ends of the pool play as well. Akron is currently 1-2, and CSU is currently 2-1. So there's an opportunity for Akron to tie and pass CSU in the standings right now. So this is a pretty big moment here for them. I would say that they have an okay comp to be doing that. Sorry, one sec. They do have a pretty decent comp in order to be doing that, I would say. But obviously both of their comps have like some really good late game scaling. I'm looking at the Vayne, I'm looking at the Kai'Sa, but yeah, it just really does depend on how well they execute at the end of the day. If one of the junglers gets fed, that's going to be another story too, because both of these junglers do very well from getting these early game leads, which is exactly why I was suspecting maybe they picked the brand just so that they could bully the early game bully of Orianna a little bit, and also maybe so they can get some stuns and kills for the Kha'Zix onto Ori. Kill two birds with one stone type of idea. So far, Orianna pushing the brand in, not too surprising, does get the level 2 a little bit earlier, and so this is going to be the part of the game where Orianna just tries to poke him from a distance, and Brand is going to try and burst her down. As you can see, trying really hard to get in there, but the dodging from the Orianna is looking pretty good so far. As you can see, the Kha'Zix is starting to end his clear on his top side, and this is where he would be thinking about going for either an early gank or just making his way on through. Early gank would be a little bit risky at putting him behind the Jarvan, who is looking to go for a full clear towards top. Full clear towards top does seem to be working out pretty well for him as well, because the Shen is playing weak side, meaning that he's letting the wave push towards him, giving Jarvan a much easier time of getting a gank off on a Trey Dog than the other way around. Looks like Benson has gotten at least one more combo off onto the Orianna, so she's at about half health. That does make her a little bit at risk of getting hit up by him. Kha'Zix finishing up his clear, looking to play for the bot side. This is a really good decision on his part from a macro perspective, because, like I said in the beginning, if Vayne does end up getting fed, then it is pretty much a really bad spot for CSU Vikes, because she's just going to melt all of the front line they've got, kill everybody, no one will be able to run away from her. And Kha'Zix, as you can see, now looking for it, since they pushed them under their turret, now instead, he's going to be going for the scuttle. Both junglers now looking to go a little bit more towards mid. Kha'Zix maybe even looking for a cheeky invade here, but Jarvan pretty much doing the same thing. Both these junglers are trying to counter jungle each other, and oh, looks like this was the idea behind the brand pick. This could be interesting. Good poke, trying to bait him in, and bait he does, but for who? And goes the Kha'Zix. This is going to be very interesting first blood type situation here, and Kha'Zix looks to be getting left high and dry, trying to get out of there, and does manage to at least survive the ordeal, but not necessarily what you wanted out of that situation for either one of these people. Jarvan does at least force the Kha'Zix to back, where he will still be able to get at least a little bit more caught up to him because he's behind on CS. Gragas in a little bit of a dangerous position here, running out of mana, running out of HP, and some serious danger of getting dived by the Shen. Not something that you would typically expect to be hearing, but Gragas himself does have a little bit of sustain. Kha'Zix going to be making his way towards Krugs, and so that does basically mean that this play is over for Shen. Dragon now up. A little bit better vision down there for Akron Zips. So they, after Kha'Zix goes for this clear, they may end up deciding to go for it. You see Vayne is going to be shoving that wave on in as well. So it really makes me think that they're going to be looking to make a play going down here. Unfortunately for them, Jarvan is also going to be on his Krugs while Kha'Zix is top. So the gank potential here is going to be quite high. That ward will stop Jarvan from coming in and extending behind him though. So once again, good vision from Akron Zips. Oh, engage coming on in here. The Nautilus looking to get first blooded, but Vayne doing a good job keeping him on away and landing the hook onto the wall, dragging himself out of a potentially bad situation. And Ori definitely looking to get something going here early on. Kha'Zix is going to be down here as well, but again, the wave states are just not benefiting anyone in their ganks. Kha'Zix just power farming like a madman here. As you can see, already at the serrated Dirk. And looking to make his way down here, just checking for vision, of which there is none. Got to be very careful here. The Kai'Sa Brand coming down here now as well. Could go for a collapse, but they should be able to get out of here just fine. Either way, a dragon looking quite likely. Nautilus doesn't have any escape now. He's going to take a little bit of poke, but he should be able to get out of there. A little bit of a cheeky fight going on here in the top lane, but yeah, nothing much really going to be going on here. Should be able to get out of here, Gragas, but if he does overstay his welcome, the Orianna will be killing him. In the meantime, Kha'Zix, they do have the wave cryo, and they know that Orianna is more towards the top side, so this is the freest of dragons for them. Great early game start. That dragon is going to get them a lot of really good early game benefits, as well as some, a little bit more impetus towards the later parts of the game. Taking a quick look at things on the map here. It looks like the Rift Herald coming up soon. Prio is going to be there again for the red team, so Kha'Zix doing his Krugs very, very well could end up getting both Dragon and the Rift Herald, which would put them in a really good state for the early game, even though that their comp isn't that much more better in the early game than their opponents, my personal opinion. So yeah, this would be pretty good for them. Ooh, maybe seeing if the Shen will overstay his welcome, but no. Obviously, they're going to be going for this Rift Herald. They do have Prio in a lot of spots. Nautilus even making his way up here as well. The Rel in an interesting spot. In they go. It's about to be a 2v2 situation. Brand completely stuck to try and get the ult up. Great damage being done from him. Might be able to take Orianna with him, but the Shen stand united saves the day, and the first blood does end up going to the Jarvan. And ooh, Kha'Zix is still going on the Rift Herald, pushing in the wave, but they might see him. Oh, he does get out just in time, so yeah, should still be able to get it. First blood for Dragon and Rift Herald. It's not the most amazing of trading situations, but I mean, at least they're getting something out of the situation, right? So a play in hand for Gragas. Definitely looking like things are starting to go the way of the red team, especially with the play still up and the Rift Herald. I wouldn't be too shocked if Kha'Zix started, yes, pathing bot, as I do see he is doing now. Vayne is going to be backing, so it probably will coincide nicely with the ending of his clear, and so he probably will be able to drop that Rift Herald for her and get some great gold, maybe even a kill onto Kai'Sa, who is going first item Umbral Glaive. Interesting enough, that's not something I typically see Kai'Sa building in the current patch, but it is a very cost-effective item, I will say. Yep, and it looks like the Kha'Zix, before dropping the Rift Herald, at the very least is going to be going for a little invade, but they've got vision on it, so Kha'Zix may be in a little bit of trouble here. Orianna, making sure he's not in the bush, but he's going to be smiting it, just trying to get at least the big money out of it. Denying it, and in they go. Here they go for the dive, but the ult coming out from the Rel. Good stuff from Clippers, gets the kill on the Scrublord. All their damage is gone. In comes the Jarvan to try and save the day, but only diving into potentially his own death. And in goes the Orianna. Great synergy there, trying to kite him out. Very, very weak Clippers. If he does get the hit off on her, and oh, barely missing the stun. Vayne dodges though, huge. The kiting is ridiculous from Clippers. And now with that, they should be able to get a free drop on the Rift Herald, maybe mid. But either way, great turn of events for Akron Zips. Oh my god. Dropping the cask and looking to take down the Shen. Very well might. Yeah, there's no way Jason's going to be able to kill him there. And Trey Dog is definitely going to be able to get even more plates. Going for a full Bowson strategy here. Forcing him to recall. That should be at least one more plate. With a proxy, could get close to 2. And so yeah, the gold lead for Akron is starting to get massively, massively out of control. Looks like Kha'Zix still holding on to the Rift Herald. Did not want to drop it from the brand. Makes a lot of sense. Probably be looking to give it to one of their more scaling players like the Kai'Sa. And with the dragon coming up soon, it could be just the distraction that they need in order to justify that play towards it. Umbral Glaive getting picked up by Kha'Zix here as well. Not too uncommon for him to be building that. Again, very good lethality, very good cost-effective item, as I said it was for Kai'Sa. And it will be giving him a little bit more of an early game push up against these potentially squishy targets, and especially the Jarvan, who doesn't really have too much in the way of beefiness yet. He's got a lot of his damage built, but he doesn't have a whole lot of his health aside from the Kindle Gem. And lethality will just be eating him alive without any armor. Yep, and there it goes. Rift Herald distraction so that they can get the dragon done. Cryo fight going on here, but it looks like, oh, they may have, interesting, yeah, they're going to be giving this one up. It's a really, really awkward position for CSU to be in. Goes looking to try and get something going here, but the depth charge landing. Man, a lot of just proxying ults going on here. Good proxying damage coming off here from the brand, but in he goes, trying to get the steal. Steal will not be getting a lot of damage being taken by the Nautilus. Going to be getting her nice and stuck up in their vein. No kiting when you're stuck in the Cataclysm. Both bot laners are going to be down in exchange for Jarvan and the dragon. Not the worst thing in the whole wide world, but Kha'Zix still here is going to be able to get away though. Yeah, despite the deaths, I would say it's still pretty dang worth there for Akron to be getting that. They've got 2 dragons up on their opponents now, as well as some good cryo top. Oh, Shannon getting a little bit caught lacking there. As now, yeah, very, very worth situation there for Akron as they do retake the lead even more so. That should be a free topside turret and another 150 gold alongside that first turret take. Oh. Nah, he doesn't have the vision anymore. Doesn't want to bet on knives there. But yeah, Gragas, first turret going his way. That's going to be giving them great prio towards the Baron when it does come up, or even the second Rift Herald if they do want that. Obviously, going to be looking to play more towards these dragons and get this Vayne a little bit more ahead than she is. Ahead on kills, but not quite ahead on CS. That is, now that I notice it, an incredibly massive CS difference of 40. So despite the fact that she's a kill and an assist up on this Kai'Sa's just been farming her butt off here, and so still beating Vayne to the item. Pretty solid there from the Kai'Sa in terms of just overall macro. Finally, going to be getting to the Gore Drinker is going to be Jarvan, so his fighting capabilities are going to be a lot better. Vision going to be gained on the Nautilus, and so yeah, with this dragon coming up, not too much in the distant future. They're probably going to be looking a little bit more towards top. Nautilus making his way up there just so that they can secure it once and for all. Not going to be as impactful as the first Rift Herald necessarily, but yeah, if they drop it mid, they can get complete prio over this Baron, which is huge. Ooh, a little bit of a tussle going on inside of Kha'Zix's blue side, bot side jungle, but yeah, not gonna be looking to take too much of a fight. Man, oh man, looking at the Gragas now as well, the CS difference is absolutely enormous. Over 40 CS diff. I mean, yeah, Kai'Sa might be a little bit ahead of the Vayne, but man, this top diff is starting to look a little bit sizable. And Gragas taking that top side turret will be able to be that extra man in the team fights. If they didn't have this Shen with his ultimate, then they probably would be in a lot worse of position. So the pick definitely coming in a little bit clutch for them there. Gragas looking to swap things up and keep some pressure down on the bot side. While Vayne and the rest go for this mid turret, it's going to be pretty hard for Orianna to hold things off solo, so probably going to be seeing a little bit of a lane swap going on here, especially the Rel solo. Oh, and Gragas getting ulted on by the Shen. Should be able to get away, though. He's got a million bajillion dashes, but he's very, very weak. And yep, he will not be able to escape the fate. Is going to be getting taken down there. First death for the Gragas. With that does come a little bit of a turn to do something here for CSU Vikes. Unfortunately, there are no major objectives up. Does give them an opportunity to go for a little bit of vision control, maybe pressure the mid turret or the bot side turret, because obviously Gragas was the one that was keeping control over the bot side, so Kai'Sa can now go ahead and probably get some bot side control of this turret. That is exactly what she will do. Dragon gonna be coming up in 40 seconds. Would be a little bit shocked if we didn't see some fighting for vision control. A lot of vision is going to already be there, though. Akron Zip's got a lot of vision in their own jungle. Both the teams have it on their own side. Aside from that one little ward that was placed by Rel, does get some vision on the Gragas, though, so that's a little bit of good intel. Lane pushing gonna be a little bit better here for Akron. We'll have a little bit of a turn to go into their opponent's jungle, and some good poke going on there. And the Rift Herald still burning a hole in the back pocket of the Kazakhs, will be using it now. And again, using the Rift Herald to justify a push onto the Dragon. Oh, maybe a little bit of a solo kill. He is isolated and is not very beefy yet. Like I said, that's a lot of damage being done onto him. So yes, this should be a very free Dragon, as well as a mid lane turret. Just great macro coming out from Akron Zips. I really don't see the Dragon contest coming on here from Jarvan in the state of health that he's in right now, and nobody's going to be able to help him out either. So we're on soul point for Akron. Every single jungle objective has gone in their favor, and that is an amazing statistic for them, and not so much for CSU Green. They have lost, what is that now? 2 turrets, yes, 2 turrets. They've got not one single objective aside from that one turret that Kai'Sa has gotten. Something is gonna have to change. Something is gonna have to change. One minute till Baron. And a lot more pressure being held here from Akron Zips. They've taken the top lane and the mid lane turret, and they've even got a control ward up there, courtesy of the Nautilus. So as soon as this thing pops, I would not be shocked if we saw the Kazakhs going for it. You see he's pathing up that way, seeing if he can catch Jarvan on his clear, but he's not going to be there. So it's just going to be getting a free Gromp, free control, maybe a push in onto the Shen if they're feeling gutsy enough. He does go in, so oh, he will be getting locked down by the Kazakhs. And oh yes, the Bomba does land. The Bomba completely annihilating him. That's what I call the collateral damage ult for Gragas. And so, yep, getting rid of the Shen for 25 seconds, absolutely huge. That gives them complete free reign. Not only push into side lane, but also get control over this Baron push. Oh my god, Kazakhs, look at him. He's 4-0-1. 450 gold shut down, 2 items, and boots, and a serrated dirk. Disgusting. If this is not a jungle diff, I do not know what is. And this is one of the things I was saying in the beginning, that if Kazakhs does get a little bit too fed and the Jarvan doesn't, that will be a serious tilting point of the game. Yeah, Jarvan basically can't go anywhere without Kazakhs trying to hunt him down. If he goes anywhere alone, Kazakhs will be very close to one-shotting him. There's pretty much no way he can fight him now. That's his... And especially with the... Oh! Putting that thought on hold! Draydon getting a little bit too greedy with the vision. Nautilus missing the hook on the wall! And he will be getting zoned off here now as well. Huge let off here for CSU Vikes Green, as they will now get complete control over their area around the Baron, and now they should very well be able to get this as well. Everything good was going into the hands of Akron, until Gragas got a little bit too greedy. Oh, the TP coming in from the Brand. They're going to be looking to fight this. In goes the Cataclysm, but the Kaisa damage is too disgusting to shut down onto the Kazakhs. No help for the Nautilus. Down he goes. The Shed, oh, going to be saving the life of the Kaisa. And Brand just going to have to run on away. Huge moment for CSU Vikes. I said something had to change, and damn well, they've done it, ladies and gentlemen. Baron play going to be going their way, trying to get the Brand as well. Proxying him off, and Benson could be in some serious trouble here. Gragas should be able to keep him alive, though. And, oh, they may even be able to catch Shen overextending, but yeah, there is no reason to keep fighting here if you're CSU Vikes. You've got everything you wanted. You've got the prio from the Baron. These pushes are going to be looking so good for them. Dragon's not going to be up for a minute 30. You could very well take a turret back for this. Ooh, Duskblade and Gnasher's Tooth finish for the Kaisa. This is going to be a very disgusting build, and I mean, it makes sense. It does make total sense because if you look at the opposing team's comp, they're not building a lot of armor. Gragas may be a beefy guy, but he does not build armor. Kazakhs has gotten, yeah, he's got some boots, but if you look at Brand, you look at Vayne, all of their major damage dealers, aside from the Kazakhs, has absolutely no armor. So this could be a lot of high damage from Kaisa. Oh, good stuff from Shoes. Ah, man, the Kazakhs, he had such good things going, but he's hunting the Jarvan a little bit too greedily now, and he has completely thrown away his lead. Oh, that is so painful. And he's going to be down for 30 seconds. He will not be there in time for the Dragon either, and it is Soul Point. That is huge for CSU Vikes Green. Oh, the Cataclysm catches 3, massive! The Death Charge gonna be trying to get the PL going on here. The Nautilus will die, but hopefully his death can keep them nice and alive going forward. They're just gonna have to run away from this and give up this Soul Point. It will be first Dragon for CSU Vikes, but it just really stinks for Akron that they lose both Baron in a row and their ability to get Soul early on. Oh, but it looks like they're not actually gonna be giving this one up. Trying to zone him off. The Gragas, I don't like this, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. This is very risky. In comes the Kazakhs. They're trying to stall for the Kazakhs. That's actually a good idea. And oh, Vayne doing a lot of good damage to the front line. In goes the Railroad, gets him nice and stuck. In comes the follow-up, the EQ combo. Kaisa going in with the Killer Instinct, and they are all dead. I was apprehensive for a reason, and it is because this Kaisa is absolutely eating these guys for breakfast. Everybody dead. Baron's still up. Mid lane tower gonna be completely gone in 5 seconds.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be 2 turrets in fact now. Oh man. They are still down for at least another 16 seconds, and it'll take them time to get back to the mid lane. Nautilus is gonna try to do something, but there's not much to be done. Great side laning coming out here from the Orianna. Knows that she's in no danger here. And look at that now. Going from being 2k down to 5k ahead. CSU. Oh my god. These guys are just absolutely killing it in the team fights. And this Kazakh's hunting down the Jarvan again. This is what got him his last 3 deaths, so I'm not sure I like this. Jarvan now in a position where he can actually fight back with Orianna to his side as well. Gonna have to use the depth charge just to get Kazakhs out of this situation. I mean, I get the idea behind it, but there is absolutely no way that a team like CSU Vikes Green is gonna be letting you just get a 1v1 up against their jungler. There is no way. Not after the first 2 times, at least. These guys are very adaptive. They see the game plan for Akron Zips, and they're just grouping up. They're not letting this Kazakhs get the ISO damage. I was saying until Kaisa gets caught out alone, and oh no! Oh, I was praising them for not getting solo killed by the Kazakhs, and then they make me eat my words. Great stuff from Llama Demon, catching the major carry out for them, and unfortunately they won't be able to get too much out of it. Aside from some pushes down in the mid lane, or even in the side lanes here. It does give them a little bit of a let off, the ability to sort of get some prio before the next objectives come up, but It would have been really nice if he was able to get a kill on a Kaisa like that, like when the dragon was coming up or when the Baron was coming up. By the way, just notice this Orianna. 700 shutdown, 7-0-6. Why have I not been talking more about this guy? Oh my god. She's just absolutely killing it. One of the reasons besides the Kaisa that they're just absolutely killing it. Already got the maximum penetration from the Void Staff as well as the Sork Shoes. Man, that is a lot of damage being built on the Orianna. A lot of damage. Kha'Zix now, I think, going to be going for Cyrilda's Grudge. Not a bad item to be going on him, and already got the Serpent's Fang. Makes a lot of sense considering that they do have a lot of shields. You got Jarvan's shield, you got Orianna's shield, you got Rel's shield, you got ult shield from Shen. So that is a very good item choice here. Not one that you normally see, but definitely justified in this scenario. And Kaisa, are we going Rabadon's Death Cap here? That is intriguing. Again, this is not a build that this is not the most popular build that you see on Kaisa, but definitely one that justifies itself in the scenario. The damage she's going to be dealing is absolutely unreal. And oh no, Kha'Zix getting caught invading again. This is the 4th time it's happened, and the worst thing is that the Baron is now up, and now they will not be able to stop, and Gragas is still stuck alone. Oh, the macro, the positioning, it is so much better for CSU. And that's 2 down, easy Baron play for CSU. Vayne gonna do just about all she can and get a mid lane turret, trying to make it even like somewhat of an even trade going on here. But oh, Kaisa gonna be catching up the Nautilus. He may be able to get out of here, but nope. With all that AP damage, those W's are gonna hit like a freaking truck. And so they're gonna have Nautilus down now for the dragon fight. A lot of their engage, well, pretty much all of their engage, in fact, is going to be down for this dragon fight, which is absolutely massive. May be able to get a shutdown onto the Shen. That would be pretty cash money. At least something going to justify this this play towards the dragon. Oh, Vayne though, gotta be very careful. Lurking in this bush is absolute unadulterated death. That Cataclysm, she's forced to flash. The Glacial is gonna be coming on in. Oh, Realm might very well be going down. He does manage to get the Jarvan at the very least. Kha'Zix, now some very weak opponents. This is what he is made for. The Shockwave does suck them in. And Orianna should be able to get away, but oh, they should still very much contest this. This is the soul point. Big turning point potentially in this game, back in the hands of Zips, and they will finally be able to secure the soul. That's big for Vayne, big for pretty much every single one of them. The damage that they were lacking in these earlier team fights will now be able to be supplemented by that Infernal Soul. And the fact that they did that without the Nautilus as well is huge. They sort of used their opponent's own good engage against them. And now what I think is the most interesting thing here is the build path coming in for Jarvan. He actually goes Spirit Visage here. And I personally, I don't think that's too overly justified, considering that Brand is not the one doing... I may be wrong. He can see the damage charts, but to me, I would be a little bit more worried about the Kha'Zix and the Vayne, but clearly Brand has been dishing out some damage as well. And he is now starting to build the armor. Oh, but look at that CS differential. I just noticed it for between the Gragas and Jason and Shen. Almost 100 CS difference. This guy, he clearly is a Baus watcher. CS numbers like that. Taken first turret. Not a single kill? Obviously just kidding. But if you know, you know. But either way, great overall macro coming in from the Gragas Stray Dog. He's got like, what, a full item up on this guy? Yeah, a full item up. This is... and almost a whole nother one finished up. Huge. Finally trying to go for this topside turret. May even go for the dive. They do have the demolish proc, so if he did stay a little bit too close, they would have definitely killed him. Once again, knowing his limitations, Stray Dog just trying to slow down the advance. But you can see they're looking to prioritize him. Baron not going to be up very soon, but if they do take down this Gragas, they do have the team fighting capabilities to maybe take an inhib here. It really just does depend on them catching out this Gragas. But while all this is going on, Brand, a player who you would not think is the most adept at split pushing, is going for a solid split push down here. Took the bot side turret and delivered another wave. As things stand, things are actually looking pretty even aside from the gold differential. See, just looking at overall objectives, Akron Zips, they've got pretty much the same amount of turrets, -2, but the turrets that they do have a little bit more of a... They do have the ability to get the bottom one quite easily, in my opinion, if they do get one of these fights going their way. All they really gotta do is just catch one person out. CSU Vikes, they gotta be very careful not to get caught, not just to get isolated by the Kazakhs, the Nautilus. You see, that's what they've been doing. They've been walking around their jungle, seeing if there's any stragglers, but... yeah, the more and more that's been happening to them and getting some good value for Akron Zips, the more the CSU Vikes have been just not letting it happen. You see all 4 people just chilling around here. Shen split pushing because he's got ult up and TP up, so if there is a team fight that breaks out, he can get to it very quickly. A little bit of a potential collapse coming on in here. Nah, they're thinking better of it. Oh, you see, they definitely do want to fight here. Shen is towards the bottom side, but obviously, like I said, he can get there. Objectives are going to be coming up very soon. The Baron in 15 seconds, and in about a minute is going to be the Elder Dragon. These 2 objectives, absolutely. Like, I think whoever gets this Elder Dragon is pretty much going to be the one that wins it, especially if Akron Zips get it. Vayne and Kazakhs with that would be absolutely disgusting. You'll be seeing your one shots 100%. Oh, good damage. Serpent's Fang gonna be proccing on every single person there, depleting their shields completely, zoning them off the Baron. This is a great moment for them. Shen gonna be putting a lot of faith in his team, trying to get them. Oh, and they go! Great stuff, taking down the Kazakhs. No ISO damage to Oriana, very, very weak. Gonna be popping the Johnny's and trying to get out of the way. The bomb of the Kazakh is gonna be dropping, and both junglers, nope, one is still gonna be left alive. And so, yes, they will be able to get the steal. Big stuff coming in here for the Jarvan. And oh, might be able to get out of here, trying desperately to get something, anything going on here. And they do manage to escape with just the Shen. Now looking back at it, that's a little bit rough. They actually didn't get they actually got beaten out by the Gragas. Oh my god. I just noticed that. I thought that he had it. He had smite up, but Gragas took it from him. Oh, that's so gross. Actually, it was brand burn. No way, man. That's big, big, big for Akron. And now, the worst thing of all for CSU is the fact that the Elder Dragon is up, and Vayne can go and solo it with the help, not solo it, but do it with the help of Gragas. This might very well be GG. No one gonna be up in time to stop them. It just seems like one final push is all that is necessary for Akron to get the dub over CSU. The mid push is coming out. This is gonna be it. All they need to do is one final push, maybe one back before the final push, because Gragas is very low health. and got a lot of gold with his 300 CS. But yeah, if I'm Akron Zips, I am looking 100% to get a team fight going on here. Vayne is online. You've got the Baron push. You've got the Soul. You've got the Elder Dragon buff. And you've got GA on Kha'Zix as well. Oh man, this is so over. Sorry, I should say this is so over if Akron plays their cards right. If they do their due diligence and they play like they should, this is over. CSU Green, there is still a world where they can bring this back. This is League of Legends after all, but it will take quite some doing as the end is in sight for Akron Zips. This turret is 100% going down, just trying desperately to do any little bit of damage, but they are forced off completely. Shen ult just came back up, so he can give a little bit of assistance if they do go for the dive. Wave pushing in top now as well, so if they do decide that they want to play this a little bit more carefully, they can. I'm a little bit shocked at the lack of team fight and end going on here for Akron Zips. I guess giving a lot of respect to their opponents, but yeah, the top side turret now getting taken. They're playing their cards right. They're playing it careful. Even more careful than I would in this situation, but I mean, hey, I get it. Their opponents are technically up on kills with them. Yeah, 4-man push towards top, wave pushing in. He tried to fish for the kill with the ult Gragas, I do believe, but it did not quite land. That should be another inhib going their way. Why not? They think better of it, I guess, but yeah, that Elder buff got to be running out pretty dang soon, I would say, which is going to be giving a little bit of an opportunity for CSU to maybe get something going, but you do still have the 4K gold lead, you do still have the Infernal Drake, just so many good things. In my opinion, just a lot better macro coming out here from Akron. They got the dragons going early on, and it really did carry them through towards the end, especially when they were having some rough moments when Kai'Sa hit her power spike before Vayne. Yep, just trying to bide their time, trying to get their, trying to catch up a little bit here from these Winions, I guess you could say, getting a little bit extra gold off them. I guess that's the only game plan you really can have at this point for CSU. There's not really any team fights to be had, so if they can just get a little bit closer to their opponents in terms of their builds, I mean, looking at Vayne, she's full build. Kai'Sa's full build as well, but we are still lacking some people being on full build, like, say, the Shen, like the Orianna. All she's missing, it seems to be, is her Banshee's Veil is what she's looking for here, which is a good item to be getting here. It does stop a lot of the stuns, a lot of the CC that she's been a big victim of recently. Gragas is bot side, does have TP, but might very well be able to get something going here on the Nautilus. Kai'Sa diving in with the killer instinct, but can't seem to quite get the Kha'Zix. He does have GA as well. Rel gonna be popping the ult out, but Brand gonna be popping his as well. Big damage. Clippers with the follow-up. Zhanya's gonna be popped, just barely mistiming that hook, so Ori still will be able to live. Shen gonna be coming in with a very late ult. Orianna should be dead here now as well. Almost able to catch one out, but Kai'Sa should be very dead here. Yes, and that is a wash, except for the Jarvan. This is GG's, ladies and gentlemen. The final push we have finally been waiting for. Gragas just going in for a little bit of a cheeky kill attempt, but probably a little bit of a pipe dream, but at the end of the day, this is it. GA gonna be popped, but that is the ace to end it off, ladies and gentlemen. Akron Zips, there will be no rematch potential. They will be tying up their opponents and passing them as well on the league table. They're now 2-2 with a game in hand on CSU.